Hello everyone. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of my refrigerator magnets. So here's sort of a general overview of the refrigerator magnets. They extend from the top there all the way down to the bottom right there, and they're split up into two divisions. So the one on the left are magnets that belong to my father, both of which I've actually given to him. So on the left is Yosemite National Park, and then which I got in Yosemite National Park, and then the one on the right is Janis Joplin. So starting up sort of geographically on the north side here of the refrigerator, we have one that usually catches the public's eye. This one is a bakugan. To the right of the bakugan, we have tailor-made fossils. We actually have two of them. They used to be interspersed amongst the other ones, yet I thought it was really cool to have them next to each other. One of the most impactful magnets that I have on this refrigerator here is the International Health Partners, United States and Tanzania. Really important stuff. This one right here was given to me by a friend. It is a bottle opener in Las Vegas, and I keep it upside down because I don't really want to look at it too much right side up, considering its content and whatnot. Now we're going to move into some of my favorite magnets. This one right here is a Navajo sand painting magnet that I got at the National Museum of the... Actually, no, false. I got this in the Department of the Interior federal building in Washington, D.C. They have a little gift shop there with native handcrafts and other goods. And so I got this one, which has a Kokopelli on the left, the fertility sun god. And then I got this one on the left, which was a feather dancer. So these two are kind of in the same sort of provenance, and I really enjoy them. This right here is a painting, I believe, of Buckingham Palace from St. James Park or Green Park. And this one used to belong to my grandmother, and now I have it. A few of these magnets used to belong to my grandmother, and now they belong to me. And I think that's a wonderful painting. It's historical to kind of get lost in the scene. Moving right on to the left, this one has flamingos on it, and this one was given to me by someone who was my brother's former partner, and that she lived in Oakland, and she gave this one to me. This one is probably one of my favorites. It's one of my 3 favorites on here. This one is called Roundhouse Visitors, and it is by a Paiute artist. I got this one in the Owens Valley Paiute Shoshone Reservation in Bishop, California. And it is a wonderful museum on a reservation. So it's curated by indigenous folks telling their history and their story. And I got this one because the kocha, or the structure on the left, I'll point to it right there, they have one of those reconstructed within the museum, and you can't take pictures in the museum. And so this was really cool because this piece has a picture of that. There's also a hawk, a bear, and then on the bottom is a basket full of acorns and grinding stones, which was a big part of the diet of the Paiute Shoshone people of that area. And then the circle around of which it sits is a Paiute basket, which is made out of reeds. And that one segues directly into this one, which is from the Eastern California Museum in Independence, California, which is showing some of the fine craft basket work from the community. And so I really wanted to support that one and look at the beautiful picture there. Directly left, we have kind of an interesting one. We actually have the only non-magnet on here, which is a postcard from the museum in Washington, D.C. that I got. This is The Bones Player by William Sidney Mount. And how it's held up is from 2 Trinidad and Tobago little like ones that have water in them, so you can kind of like shake them, and there's sparkles and stuff. That's just so fun. And then of course, moving to the left, I stick with Planned Parenthood, which I do, which we all should do, because women's rights are humans' rights, and Planned Parenthood does a lot more than just abortions, and even if it does do abortions, who cares? Not my choice. Her body, her choice. Moving down just below that is a Cezanne, I believe. This one used to belong to my grandmother. As you can tell, my grandmother liked art painting magnets. And is a Cezanne fruit. I believe it's Paul Cezanne, just by the kind of perspective of it. So that one's cool because, again, it kind of livens up the board a little bit. It is something that reminds me of my grandmother, and it's a really sweet one. This is another Trinidad and Tobago dolphin, except this one is orange, this one is yellow. Now we're going to move into a section which I affectionately call a section that I think is really funny. It has the Queen Elizabeth Memorial Magnet from 1926 to 2022, We Will Meet Again, which my friend pointed out she looks very reptilian in, next to Jerry Garcia smoking a joint. And I think that the contrast between these two really highlights the broad spectrum of humanity and of two people who hold special places in my heart. And then right above Jerry Garcia is this one, which I bought myself in London. This is my other favorite one, so this is number 2 favorite one, along with the Roundhouse Visitors. And this one's good because she's smiling, you know. It's just a photograph that is a magnet, so it's pretty cool to be able to do that. And that's just above these two. I get a kick out of this, honestly, every time I see it. Moving on, rounding out the south portion, we have 4 magnets from my grandmother's collection. Elephant seals that she got in Point Reyes, I believe, which is just a really sweet animal to look at. And as you can tell, I like the style of the kind of flat rectangular style that you can see at multiple pieces around, because it's simple, it's elegant, and it gets the job done. And then we have, I believe it's a Caillebotte painting of 2 people just chilling on a little patio. And again, it's artistic, it's learned, it's pretty to look at, and it reminds me of my grandmother, so that one's a sweet one. This one's super famous painting in the Chicago Museum of Art that I don't recall who the artist is, although it's a famous painting of sort of American just chillers, you know. Then we move to the penultimate magnet, which is from Medford, Massachusetts, which is right near Lexington. So Lexington is where the persons stood up against the British because they were American. And then Medford is also something like that. So this is like a Massachusetts license plate sort of redo. And that's redo spelled R-E-D-U-X. Dancing bears over a rainbow background. And this one's actually I'm going to give as a gift. This one I got at the same store that I got the Jerry Garcia and the Janis Joplin Land of the Sun on H Street.